More constructive.
Well, but along the way,
Some good stuff.
right now, it's not.
Well, a lot of it is idea percent.
Just think of my.
No, right now what I'm doing is everything in individual. Like I got single teach, as summer progresses, I'm going to have spots out there. Exactly.
Well,
Well, this is.
We'll call tonight's meeting of the Boyd City Council to order. Manny, we take a roll call, please.
Tony Engler,
Yeah.
Kent Miller,
Yes.
Robert Peterson,
Yes.
Bob Richard,
Yes.
Matt Audie,
Yes.
Rick Brown,
Yep.
Lloyd Luttrell.
Present. Thank you. If you'd stand with me for the invocation of the flag salute. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to gather this evening to conduct the business of our city. Thank you for the abundant moisture that you have given us and that we're about to receive. We also thank you for keeping our community strong and safe. And we look forward to this weekend so we can honor our mothers, one of the most important jobs that there is. In your name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Speakers, do you have anything at this time?
Not now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tony?
Having fun working in the garden.
I understand the VFW requested small, they're feeding about 600 people breakfast. I don't know who they are. Just what you got back.
Okay. Wouldn't that be the street department or transportation or you or?
Combination of all the above, I guess.
Okay, well, all the above, we can follow up.
Yeah.
When you have some time, would be great.
Yeah, if I can just interject, I spoke with Lloyd about another one at one of the churches in town, and so we could probably just combine that, and technically it needs to be an ordinance, so
Yeah.
we can do that.
Okay, well, it sounds like they're working on it. Is anything else?
No.
No, I'd just like to tell a big thank you to Charlie Mears, who got his building torn down there by the tracks. It really was nice. It really looks good.
Yeah, that is a nice little project. Man,
Congratulations to Lloyd Trophies from Lloyd Relays. I think they were first.
yeah, we swept both girls in. It's a youth.
girls was third.
Yep. We're pretty fortunate for athletics here in our community. Do a good job. Lloyd?
Not just fine, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Edie, do you have anything at this time?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Glenn, do you have anything for us at this time?
Just a couple of things, a reminder, the comprehensive plan, once again, we're gonna be meeting May 12th downstairs, most likely at 7 o'clock here. That'll be the final hearing on that plan that's been pending for quite some time now. Had a meeting with potential bidders on the airport runway project today. We met out at the airport, walking through that. We're gonna have bids due on May 14th rather than the 12th, because so many of them had other bids due on the 12th. So, but we'll still be here on the 19th for the next meeting for a recommendation for that. Brad Waller from Albert Benish is still working on that project for us on there, so it's still on track. Little update from what the Kansas legislature is doing. They got a number of bills that could affect us once again. They're talking about raising revenue, of course, and they've got anything from now raising sales tax to raising the state property tax from 20 to 30 mils to, of course, the alcohol and tobacco, but they're also serious about perhaps putting the tax back on natural gas and electricity, which of course would affect us here. Also, then they a lot of talk about increasing the fuel tax, another 5 cents on that, and a tax on wind, solar, and ethanol. There's actually about a dozen different ways they're going to do this. I don't think we've done any of that yet, but they were voting a lot of this week, but they haven't got to any of it yet that I know of. So anyway, sort of one last thing, we did get a dividend check for a little over $36,000 from ENC Insurance. So when they issue their dividends, we do get that, and it goes to our employee benefit plan. So anyway.
Really happy with repairing the railing out here.
I think we're still waiting for bids on that. We haven't got them yet.
I just,
Yep.
you didn't walk out there today with everybody. Okay, that's it.
That's it.
We don't have no public comment, and then we have a public hearing this evening. What's on my notes, in my agenda, I didn't know of anything, so we'll move right through that. Right to the consent agenda. For April 21st, council meeting and appropriations filing. Not any questions, I entertain a motion. Excuse me, go ahead.
I did have one. Commercial tractor on page 4 of 6 on the appropriation ordinance. A backflow bucket. Was that for the one that got transferred to up to the cemetery?
The one that got transferred was a 3-foot bucket, and they needed it back. So we went to the process of getting a new one for the cemetery, and then they said the one that they got back would not work. So, anyway, we went ahead and got the bucket because it'd work on the new one. So we're paying half of it, and sewer or water's paying the other half.
Okay, I just was wondering why it was divided between the two. Thank you. That's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you, Glenn. Any other questions? No further questions, I entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda in its entirety. Been moved by Councilman Miller that we accept the consent agenda in its entirety. Do I have a second? Seconded from Councilman Peterson. Is there any further discussion? No further discussion. Mandy, would you take a roll call vote, please?
Gingler? Richard?
Yes.
Brown?
Oh, yeah.
Luttrell?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Audi?
Yes.
Peterson?
Yes.
Thank you. Next item on our agenda this evening is ordinance 2161, front yard parking, the prohibiting of parking motor vehicles in front yards in residential areas. Questions or comments? If no questions, I entertain a motion to accept ordinance 2161, front yard parking.
So moved.
Been moved by Councilman Richards that we accept ordinance 2161, front yard parking. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Peterson. Any further discussion? No further discussion. Mandy, would you take a roll call vote, please?
Richard?
Yes.
Gingler?
Yes.
Peterson?
Yes.
Luttrell?
Yes.
Brown?
No.
Audi?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is ordinance 2162, eminent domain. Any questions on, this is on K14? Our K14 tractor.
What does this do with, we've made these people offers, right?
That's correct.
And they've refused them,
That's correct.
so.
And we've had them appraised by, I think, 3 appraisers.
So if we do eminent domain, do we pay them what we offer them, or what?
There,
Katie, you're going to.
Sure.
I want to explain that.
yes, this allowed, basically you're giving myself the authority to file the action in district court, the eminent domain action. Once it's filed, 3 appraisers are appointed by the court, one that we choose, one that the property owner chooses, and one that the court chooses. The 3 of them go out, make their appraisals, and together make an appraisal report, and then that is what we pay. So maybe more or less than what the appraiser that we hired came up with. So that's correct. We do have, it's 3 properties, actually it's more than 3. 4 properties, as you see there in the exhibit, several easements on each property. We have extended offers to all of those folks and haven't been unable to reach an agreement. We will continue to negotiate if they should so choose as we go through the litigation process. Because at any point, that process can be stopped if we come to an agreement or something. So this just allows me to file the action.
Ms. Lyon, get this project moving and get it completed.
I move we approve ordinance 2162.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Richards that we approve ordinance 2162, eminent domain. It was seconded by Councilman Brown. Is there further discussion? No further discussion. Mandy, would you take a roll call vote, please?
Gingler,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yep.
Luttrell, Audi,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried. Next item on the agenda is resolution 2015-14, gap waiver. It's our yearly housekeeping for auditing and accounting. Any questions?
We do this every year.
We do this every year. Any questions? No other?
That we accept it, or approve resolution 1514, 2014.
It's been moved by Councilman Latrell that we accept pass resolution 2015-14 draft waiver. I have a second. Second by Councilman Audi. Is there any further discussion? No further discussion. Mandy, would you take a roll call vote, please?
Miller,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Gingler,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Luttrell,
Yes.
Brown,
Yep.
Audi.
Yes.
Motion carried. Next on our agenda is formal actions, the codification services with city code. I think this is going to speed up a project that we've long been waiting for the league to work through. Any questions for staff or legal counsel?
So we've had one of these placed, we've never done anything with it.
Well, we've been in the process for quite a few years with League of Municipalities to go through and update it, but it's just kind of, what's it been, 4 years, 5 years, 4 years they've been working on it?
Yeah, Kerry Benson
I
was
think
here.
it started, it was probably 5 years ago when we first began negotiating and then entered into contract with them,
So
so.
this will keep it up to date every year.
They'll keep it up to date, and then on a yearly basis, they'll as we adopt new ordinances and codes, so the codes
The
that
cost is, I think we've had too many things pass, and then we just let slide and don't pay attention, so I think this is probably a good idea.
I'll agree with
I make that motion.
that. It's been moved by Councilman Richard and second by Councilman Miller that we approve the codification services with city code. Is there any further discussion? No further discussion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Next item on the agenda this evening is the audit service contract with Clubine Rental out of Salina for our audit contract for approximately $8,500. Not to exceed $8,500 and designate Director of Finance, City Clerk to oversee their services. Any questions?
I have one continuing question on this, I guess, is we never bid this.
Well, on this, I'll tell you just from the listserv that we get, these folks are considerably cheaper than what smaller cities have to pay.
Okay. So
I mean, they seem to be fair, though, because we get that question, they get that circulating all over the place.
And we do use their services for other things, right, that we pay extra for through the year?
Not really. Now, if we needed them for something in addition to,
In addition to the audit?
yeah, there was, well, let's see, was it, 2 years ago? They needed to do a debt analysis for us for a bond issuance.
Yeah, we're doing some bond issues that actually helped us a little bit on that. So I can't think of anything else we're really using for. So, I mean, their main mission is to do with audits. That's their main business. And I think this is about what they charged last year. But,
Yeah, it's only like $200 more.
Yeah, it's about, they don't increase it very much.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No other questions? I entertain a motion to accept the audit service contract. Been moved by Councilman Audi that we accept the audit service contract with Turbine and Rental for not to exceed $8,500 and to designate the Director of Finance, City Clerk to oversee the services. Do I have a second? Seconded by Councilman Trill. Any further discussion? No further discussion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the city mower bid. And we have from Carrot Compliment, the amount of $12,500.
I so move that we accept bid from Kirkland.
Been moved by Councilman Richards, excuse me, Councilman Brown, that we, I'm sorry. Been moved by Councilman Brown that we accept the mower bid from Caraco Implement, in the amount of $12,500. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Dean. Questions?
Yeah, was this budgeted for?
Mhm. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, looking at the numbers, they don't match up between the budget and where we are right now, I guess. It shows on these numbers that, I'm just put in here that we spent $38 out of that line. And in this appropriation ordinance we just passed tonight, it's 870, so that 14,000 is incorrect.
Well, it was just the general ledger balance as of May 1st.
What was?
That,
Oh.
the 14,000.
Where that came from?
Yeah.
Okay. I would think it's a lot closer than what it looks like.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the fire department hire CJ McChesney and Daniel Perez III to the fire department. So I entertain a motion to accept. Moved by Councilman Peterson that we approve the hire for the police department, or the fire department of CJ McChesney and Daniel Perez. Second by Councilman Brown. Any further discussion? No further discussion. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries.
Danny Perez was for all things exterior. I don't know who the other, you know the other fellow other than Danny Perez.
a closed session for land acquisition, 10 for 10 minutes, to include the governing bodies, the Administrator Rodden, and City Attorney. Moved by Councilman Nardi. Have a second? Second by Councilman Dealer. Any further discussion? No further discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same. We'll go in for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, that was, I was sitting here looking at you. I don't know who I was coming down.
Sugar Mountain was